are here to honor one who has served the Empire.
Prepare to join the secret order of the Emperor.
The civil war that has ravaged your planets is over. It is time to lay down your arms. Join us to rebuild all that was destroyed in this savage conflict. Even now, the process of repairing your planets has begun.
To capturing Admiral Harkov's fleet.
Excellent Lord Vader, Harkov's fleet must not fall in rebel hands. Be on guard. The secret order has alerted me of danger.
I will keep you informed of my progress.
Rely on the members of the secret order to carry out your mission. They have proved most valuable.
This is Admiral Zara. You must activate the cloaking device at once.
Admiral Harlan, the device is very unstable. I don't know the consequences of using it in hyperspace.
We have no choice. Start the initiation procedures immediately.
Yes, sir.
Once again, we evaded Thrawn's grasp. I knew I would be able to beat them. Thus is the fate of enemies of the Empire.
Hello everyone. Everyone being, I don't know, 5 people right now. So, this evening I'll be doing a bit more mission development. I'm actually doing it with a significant amount of rum and coke this evening. And I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do this evening yet. So I was thinking actually of messing with Battle 13, Mission 1. Yes, Battle 13, Reimagined. And this is a mission that's actually probably got a fair bit of gameplay. If you remember this mission in Classic, this is where the Emperor once again comes under attack from Zaren's forces. And just like with Battle 7, Mission 5 Classic, where Zaren is trying to capture the Emperor, I didn't really like this mission as much. I think in the Classic campaign you get like 10 modified corvettes trying to kill the Emperor's passenger liner, and I didn't really like the fact that the Emperor was in just a passenger liner. That said, what I've done is put the Emperor in a passenger liner. Yeah, I am trying to make it a bit more, make a bit more sense, because this time the Emperor is coming from Coruscant, near Coruscant anyway. Coruscant's in the background, and he will be flying from the passenger liner to his superstar destroyer, so he's not jumping anywhere, he's just making a short trip. And then Zarin will try to kill him. But we're basically in home territory here. This is basically going to be a suicide attack by Zarin's forces. You can see I've already got a setup here, and there's a lot of destroyers, a lot of TIEs, and this is actually quite a big distance as well. I think this is what, 10, 20, 30, 40-ish kilometers from the superstar destroyer. I think that's the executor. So yeah, it's been a while since I actually looked at this mission. I think I did this mission, when did I do this mission? When did I start doing this? Last modified January 2022. There you go. So 9-10 months ago was when I last actually looked at this mission. As I said before, I kind of haphazardly jump between mission development rather than banging my head on one single mission or getting too frustrated. I'll flip between the lots, and I actually try and like to flesh out as many missions as I can, so I know generally where I'm going, where I want to be, what assets I'm going to use, and then I can just develop them more and more as I go along. So I actually kind of need to remind myself what I did, so I'm going to load the mission up and give it a whirl, and we'll see how it looks. Oh crap, this is a new pilot, isn't it? Right, I don't actually have the mission LST file. This is limited only to the current 1.3.2 version. I need to grab mission LST. Let's put that in there. Then that should have everything all the way up to, yep, there we go. Cool, let's try that again. Yeah, okay, need to do some skipping. That should be enough. If you're wondering what I did there, I'm using a little trick in the game. Basically, it's called W key. You go into the pilot's room, you spam the W key, and it keeps skipping a mission every time you press W. This quickly allows you, excuse me, this quickly allows you to unlock all the missions. So there we go. We've now got everything loaded here. Right, let's take a look. By the way, feel free to ask me questions or bring up topics for discussion. Happy to chat. Not very good at this live streaming business. Maybe the alcohol will make it a little easier. Let's see. Or just super embarrassing. Okay. Let's have a look what we got here. So there's Coruscant. We've got a lot of TIEs. There's the destroyer fleet in the distance. going slow, and all your escorts have buggered off. Okay, interesting. I don't remember that happening. That's not supposed to happen. The Excalibur is supposed to be surrounded by the ties. Okay, so I'm going to fix that first, because that's kind of important. Ooh, where's everyone gone? Right, Excalibur, where are you? Here we are. Region 1, circle 100%, no. You're all going 71 MGLT, so let's do that. Don't remember this happening last time, but whatever. Okay, let's try that again. As I recall from Legends, the Lusankya was buried under Coruscant and didn't come out until the New Republic attempted to attack Coruscant. And then, as I recall, is it Izard? I can't remember now. Is it Izard? She goes to Thyfera with the Lusankya. Izard. Something like that. It's been a long time, but that was the Back to War novel. I did enjoy those novels. Good times. For the moment, I'm just using the Executor and the Death Fleet, because basically he's going to Endor. It kind of makes sense that it'd be the Executor, to be honest. Oh, black screen. That's not good. Right, let's have a look. Alright, everyone is now in formation. The ship started off a little slow. It really should be in the middle of the formation. I think it had to get up to speed first. But the ship basically starts at its default speed and then goes up to speed, I think. So we need to fix that. Yeah, here we are. We're in a nice big escort. This to me makes sense. The Emperor has a shitload of ties with him. A couple of shuttles, which might have his guard on board. And apparently... Oh yes, we have the corvettes coming in, is it? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, this has been a while. I think... I'm just going to let this play out and see what happens. Yep, this I remember. I'm just gonna let them blow up the Emperor for now. In fact, there's no Emperor on the cargo, so whatever. I seem to remember I was more interested at the time in seeing this fleet. So we've got a huge number of corvettes here. And what we should have is a fuck ton of ties. All coming to reinforce, because this is what would happen. You know, the Emperor's under attack, you scramble everything you've got. Raphael, you can use any version of X-Wing Alliance, Steam, Origin, GOG, or the CD version. You can look at the tutorial installation video, and that will help you understand. Oh crap. Yeah, you can look at the installation tutorial video, and that will help you guide through things. So I'm just going to go watch all these tyres come in. Okay, boys, I think we got him. The Emperor's dead, but, you know, we avenged him. Okay. Okay. So, I kind of remember now how this was going. So, the idea is here, you're escorting the Emperor to his Superstar Destroyer when this wing of gunboats comes along. Now, I didn't decide yet if these were going to be gunboats or something else. I needed something, but I am actually going to possibly change these into Royal Guard interceptors, because we're going to suggest here or imply that there's been a betrayal of his guard or personal fighter squadrons or something to that effect. And the point of these corvettes is to basically temporarily interdict any immediate fighter response. So yeah, basically you've got additional fighters coming to kind of meet with the Emperor, because you can't have too many fighters escorting the Emperor, but that these will destroy most of this initial wave of ties. A few will get through and they will come along to reinforce you a little bit, because you're basically going to be fighting most of these guys on your own, and then these destroyers will release it's like 150 odd ties to deal with the corvettes. These corvettes are basically a suicide run by Zarin, and I'm kind of thinking I'm going to imply that these are remote controlled, or at least computer controlled, or at least minimal control. I haven't decided how I'm going to play that yet. So yeah, first thing I want to fix is the speed and possibly the amount of stats this thing has. I think at the moment in the reimagined version, the passenger liner has the basically the basic X-Wing Alliance amount of stats. I can't remember. I know it doesn't have the classic stats. In classic it has like a heavy cruiser stats. So we're gonna have a look at the stats. Now this is a lovely tool recently developed by Jeremy, which replaces an earlier tool called XV. No, what's it called? I can't remember now. MXV TED. This gives me a lot better control and visual representation of all the craft and all the stats and weapons and other things attached to them. So I need to find the passenger liner somewhere. Where are you? Passenger liner. Here we go. Yeah, it's pretty weak. 512 shields, 864 hull. I think we're going to want to buff that. These days, thanks to the stats control, I tend not to actually globally buff ships. I buff them on an individual mission basis to suit my needs. Since the passenger liner currently only really shows up in one mission, I could argue that it doesn't matter one way or the other. But I think I will make a stats profile for this. So let's check chat. The one Galen, this is Battle 13 Mission 1, Reimagined. SM, that would be quite difficult because the SSD is insanely slow, and the problem with the SSD is really the game has a hard limit of the number of weapons a ship will fire. I think it's like 16 weapon hardpoints can fire at once. You can have as many hardpoints as you like, but only 16 weapons will fire at once. Kind of annoying to me. I'd really wish there were more, but as far as I know, there's no way to break that without significant code rewrite. And if we do break it, that would mean a significant change to the balance of Reimagined, certainly. So I've been very wary of using the SSD in any kind of combat situation. It's mostly there for show, because I could never demonstrate or show how powerful the SSD would be in combat because of how ridiculously how many turrets it should have firing. Basically, it's just a massive tank. That's it. In combat, it won't look very impressive. So I have to be kind of mindful of that. What's the ship called? I think it's called Liner. No. What's your OPT called? Passenger liner. Okay. There we are. Passenger liner. Alright. So, let's make a stats profile for you. Call this B13 and 1R. We will give shield and hull strength. What did we call? So at the moment you have 512, 864. Say 1200 for now and 1000. That kind of almost doubles its current strength. And I also want to increase its speed so it stays in formation. I think 71 was the current speed, so we'll do that. I wanted to try and set a speed, so because this is like 40 kilometers away from the SSD, I don't want you to spend ages getting there. This would actually be a fairly short mission, relatively speaking. The initial challenge will basically be to deal with this. You don't need to worry about this, but I do want this to be like, oh shit, what are we going to do about 20 corvettes in our path when reinforcements are so far away? So yeah, that was kind of my idea, but this will be the initial challenge, or what I want to be the initial challenge anyway. So that should fix that. Then we need to add that profile to the mission. And I can now actually remember how to do this. I always kind of copy paste it from other missions. Give me a stats profile from somewhere. There we go, stats profiles. So, passenger liner, flight group color 0 equals B13 M1R. So, in the mission ini file, we put this line in so that it knows that the passenger liner now has this stats profile, which means it has this shield, hull, and speed. And that's how you give a ship its individual stats on a per mission basis. Yay! So the other thing I want to do is change these TIE interceptors, sorry, not TIE interceptors, these gunboats which are attacking you, to TIE interceptors with shields. Shields added. Is there no shields added without 100%? Apparently not. Really? Okay, fine. I'll give them 2 times warheads. And we're going to give these a different flight group color because I'm going to need these to have a separate profile. So, close that. Need to find the TIE Interceptor file and do the kind of same thing we just did with the passenger liner. Okay, the Royal Guard already has a stats profile. Interesting. I guess DTM was responsible for that. Shield strength 30, shield strength 36, so it would have a shield strength of 72. They're a bit faster. They're quite a bit faster, actually, which is fine. I'm gonna buff this. Has shield generator, has hyperdrive. So maybe I don't actually... Bloody hell. Come out of this. I don't actually need to add shields here. Alright. Okay. So we want stats profile Royal Guard. Flight group color 1 equals Royal Guard. Oh, no underscore there. Okay. Okay, TIE Interceptor. So, FGC means flight group color, which basically means this. Red is flight group color 0. Gold's flight group color 1, and so forth and so forth. So the normal TIE Interceptors that will come out will not have the Royal Guard look. So these TIE Interceptors will actually appear red and have the appropriate profile for this, I think. I need to actually add that profile. I can't remember. Let's have a look. Royal Guard. Okay. Has no hidden meshes. Fine. So we need to add objects. And again, I don't remember how to do this off the top of my head all the time. Need a reference. Object profile. Okay, cool. So you are flight group 38 to flight group 49. Royal Guard. 9.9. Cool. Right, now we will probably want to actually make sure that these guys are going to be what I want them to be. Let's move the player here. It's fine. Chat's a bit quiet, so I assume there's someone still watching me. It says there's a dozen of you watching me, so hopefully this is some kind of interesting. Let's have a look, see if we can get some lovely royal red ties. Hello, Black Saber. Welcome. Hello, Magnum. Well, it looks good so far. They've got that wing profile. But they are not blood red. They are just... Okay. At least the Emperor's ship is now on the right speed and everyone's in formation. That's good. Okay. What gives them their royal blood skin? Probably need to add a skin here. They must have a skin rather than a flight group colour. TIE Interceptor, Royal Guard. Yes, okay. I need a reference. Skins. There we go. I'll take this as an example. Oh my god, so many text files. Let's close all these down. Huh. What? No. David, no, the editor is a separate file I'm running in Windows. I'm just alt-tabbing between the two the game and the editor. Black Saber. I actually kind of remember managing to fly a capital in the original TIE Fighter. I think I did something similar. Or maybe it was X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, I do remember putting myself into a Star Destroyer. It didn't work very well, but it worked. So we want TIE Interceptor. Blazing, are you still in chat by any chance? Let's see if that worked. Because I need to see if the normal TIE Interceptors are the correct colour, and then the Royal Guard are the red colour. Calling Blazing Firestorm. Are you still in the stream or chat? Well, looks good. Ow. There we go. Let's get closer. Look at that. We got some nice royal red TIE Interceptors now. Now I need to see if the normal interceptors are red. Nope. The normal interceptors are red. That is not what I want. Whilst it looks cool, I do not want them to be that colour. I should say that the idea here is that those interceptors are supposedly friendly. It's only when they open fire with their missiles and blow everyone else to hell, you're like thinking, oh shit, well I suppose I should deal with those. Okay. This should obey flight group colours. Where are we? Here we are. Delta. Okay, so you're these guys. Let's have a look. Some of them are the wrong colour. Okay, that makes sense then. Let's put all these guys to red. And what we'll do is we'll move the player back here, so I don't have to fly all the way over. And retest. You know, as long as these loading times are, I've been playing a lot of X4 lately, and the loading times in that are insane. It's like 5 minutes to load something. There we go. So we've got normal coloured, regular TIE interceptors with normal profiles. And everyone's in formation with the Emperor. Nice easy milk run, right? I think so. It also means that the TIE interceptors are a more lethal threat because they're faster, more maneuverable, and it's a type of interceptor we've not flown against. It's one of the cool things that we can have. You know, this is just one ship model, but it has different profiles and skins, which makes it appear like a different variant. And it's really cool that we can do that. Okay, here come a wave of missiles, I hope. Speed things up a bit. There we go. Here come all the missiles. So I'm trying to match speed, but I can't because they're faster than me. Yeah, that's dying way too quickly. Ooh. An idea did just occur to me though. Interesting. Okay. Hear me out. What if this is a ploy by Palpatine? He knows that a betrayal's about to happen, and so he leaks the information that, oh, he's on the transport. The TIEs come in, they blow the transport up, and you're thinking, oh shit, the Emperor's dead. Because you don't know this yet. This would be something revealed to you at the end of the mission. And then the combat becomes you trying to survive against these interceptors, which you beat, and then you defeat them. But then it turns out it was just a ruse. The Emperor hasn't actually left Coruscant yet, and everything's fine. Thoughts? You're getting some lag, are you? Okay. Interesting. I did change my stream settings to be higher quality. Curious. I'm not very expertise in streaming, so I don't know what could be causing that. So any help would be great. Let's have a look. Video bitrate is pretty low. Maybe I should try and change that. I've just changed my video bitrate. I've like increased it by 4 times. I'm going to rerun that. You can tell me if that made any difference whatsoever. I'll bring the stream up on my other screen here, see if I can see myself. Black Saber, I've been quite enjoying X4. I think I've plunged a couple of 100 hours into that now. I hated X Rebirth because it wasn't the kind of game that I expected from an X game, but X4 is a good return to form, in my opinion. Alright. Got the stream up on my screen, so let's do some. Oh, I see what you mean. That is quite laggy, isn't it? Oh, that sucks. How the hell do I fix that then? Gonna have to do some quick Googling. Goodbye, Black Saber. I don't know. I don't know what's causing this. Because before I was kind of outputting the OBS into a lower resolution because I used to live in a place with a shittier internet. Now I have a very good internet and I changed the output stream to match my desktop. That's the only change I've made. And that seems to be causing an issue, perhaps. But why? Korean Jedi, because the TIE Fighter engine simply doesn't support what we're trying to do. Okay, so it reckons that should be 4,000. Maybe that's too high then. Sorry about this, chaps. I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to this, so audio bitrate. Saying that. Okay, well, let's try that, see if that made any difference. YouTube says it's an excellent connection. I've got my stream latency to low latency. Nope, that's still shit, isn't it? It's like you say, it's fine when it's in a straight line, but as soon as I start turning sharply, it really degrades. Okay. Well, that kind of sucks. I am going to restart the stream. I'm going to go back to the original video outscaled resolution, which is 720p. So please bear with me. I will be right back. Start streaming. Okay, I've changed this to 720. Let's try that. Chronostar. Where do I change that kind of setting? OBS on the stream options. I got nothing there. What am I looking for? Ignore streaming service, setting recommendations, output. Oh, you mean encoder? Okay, let me just check the how it is on this resolution. Then I'll try that. Well, that's definitely better, isn't it? But I would like to present a 1080p resolution if I can. So I will try this setting quickly. I appreciate your patience. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Trying that again. I didn't see a fast or medium. Basically, when I go to settings, I basically have NVEC, HEVC, or H.264, and then it goes to software. Recording quality is high quality. I do have stream quality, and then it goes to lower versions. I didn't seem to have any other options, but let's see if I've changed this from H.264 to HEVC. So let's see if that makes any difference. Yeah, but if I look under streaming or stream, all I've got is that. But if I look under video, output, streaming. Oh, there. Right. Okay. Okay. I'll just blame the alcohol for me not paying attention. I'm going to quickly end that task. Bye bye. Okay. I changed it. Try again. Now I've only got 5 viewers. This is doing wonders for my 10 viewers down to 5. So let's try again. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to say fuck it and just record under 720, and I'll try and figure this out under my own time, because this is just a waste of time otherwise. Chronostar, going back to X4. X2, I remember playing X2 for a little bit, but X3 is the one I've really played a lot of. I've got hundreds of hours in that one. Yeah, that hasn't improved things. I mean, it seems a bit better, but yeah, if I do some heavy work there, it's not great. So, okay. So I have downgraded this to 720p, so we're going to just stick with that for now. Apologies for all these issues. Right, let's get back to some mission editing while I still have time to do so. So we have our Royal Guard interceptors now, and we kind of want them to blow up the Excalibur now. Yes. So I kind of want to adjust them orders here, I think. What have we got for orders? Attack targets. Okay. Okay. So they're actually on your side until they engage, then they defect. So you're going to get a warning that you're attacking friendly craft if you try to preemptively engage them. Also, we want to change the tactical officer to the droid officer, because that's a rebel rebel officer right now. And they don't do anything after attacking the liner, so we want them to attack IFF, Imperial, craft when... No. And craft... ship type, don't we? Ship type starfighter. No, ship category. Or ship class starfighter. So once they've finished blowing up the Excalibur, they will then go for you. These guys will arrive when 30 seconds have passed. I think they should arrive when... Did I give these guys a global group? No. Let's give them a global group. We'll give them global group 1, 3. Then we can have these guys arrive when, let's say, 25% of global group 3 are destroyed. And then we'll just have their arrival time altered about a bit. What do you mean, Revenant? In that they are on your side and then they defect? Because there's nothing stopping you killing them. All that does is give you a points penalty, which may or may not matter to many people. I think we'll downgrade these guys AI to Ace, because the player's going to have a hard time engaging these guys. And also I'm going to adjust their stats profiles, because I think they're a bit too tanky right now. Let's have a look. What's a typical TIE Interceptor? A typical TIE Interceptor has 16 hull strength. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Let's just give them 20 shields then. Because they're still a TIE Interceptor. But they will have increased maneuverability. They're going to have 200% shields. Let's make it 15. Okay, fair enough. I get you now. Right. That should sort that out. There's also the issue that the remaining escorts do not break an attack as soon as they come under attack. They currently are to do this. So we want them to attack targets. And I think we also need to give the Royal Guard Interceptors a global group as well. We'll give them global group 4. So these guys will start to break an attack. We need to give them a jump 2 condition. So, order 2, region 1. When 50% of Global Group 3 are destroyed, you will jump to this order and engage Global Group 4. So that doesn't mean you're on your own. You'll get some help, but these guys are not the best AI, because the problem is you're going to possibly get overwhelmed here. This might be a tough thing to balance, but let's see how this works. I'll give him the guy the Emperor Palpatine. Staff. Staff officers. These guys are super ace, 200% shields. I don't want to do the 200% shields. Again, this was developed a long time ago, where before I started using individual stats profiles. So I think we'll actually get the modified Corvette's A stats profile as well. Mod Corvette, where are you? There you are. Stats profile underscore B13M1-R. We'll just R. And then we'll change your shield hull strength. Now 200% shields will give you 800, but I think we'll go for 1,000 and we'll buff your hull to 450. It honestly may not be that much of a difference, but I'm just not sure I want them to die so quickly. Let's make it 1,200. Right, and we've got a wave of ties here as well. I think they're already present. Yes, and their orders are to circle. I think what we'll do is we'll give these guys the same order, jump to condition, that they'll start to engage when shit hits the fan. So we want to attack class. Like, screw. This is a cool thing about this editor. I can just copy and paste an order, and it already copies their jump to condition, so I don't need to do too much clicking in this instance. Actually, is that? Hang on. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So the last 3 are not applicable. That's fine. Yes, because they're a group of 12, so that's fine. So we want them to come and help us, but this might be tricky, because now these guys arrive only when a certain percentage are destroyed, and I want these guys to be blown up. These guys need to arrive before these guys arrive kind of here. So I'm wondering if I should bring them back a little bit. And how are they on the Z plane? Let's put the wireframes on. Yes, they'll go straight into the middle of them. That should work. That should work. Catherine, I'm not entirely sure about that. Basically, the cutscenes are just MP4 files. They are rendered with the H.264, I think. I can't remember how they're rendered. No, they're rendered with a slightly older codec, because there was issues with the older, newer one, because that just ended up with a black screen. There have been issues reported lately with the 1.3.2 patch regarding crashes, but as far as frame rate goes, I honestly don't know what would be the cause there. This file here has been potentially a culprit for crashing in 1.3.2 when it comes to video files, crashing your game. So I'd recommend dropping down a version from that, from 1.3 perhaps. But yeah, what I would do is ping Jeremy AFR and BlueMax in the Discord and ask about that, because that's not my area of expertise, unfortunately. Now, if you excuse me one moment, I need to go and get another drink, so I'll be back in just a minute. And I'm back. Right, so we've made our changes. Let's see how that plays out. Actually, did I click save? Okay. Right, let's see how this works out now. Let's move things along, time compression on. There we go. Well, so far not looking good, because none of the ties are breaking to engage. Oh, wait. No, there they go. Now they're breaking to engage. Bit of a delayed response. Now, what about the corvettes? Okay, so this massive group of ties just completely bypassed the corvettes with no losses. That's that's not good. think the Excalibur's been destroyed now because you're targeting debris. Yeah. So far this is a very easy game, and what are you doing? You're just doing nothing. Okay. Well, so far I'd say this is not going to plan. Okay. Hello Renvar. Co-op is not in TFTC. At the moment, there's still basically an issue with desyncs that is currently not resolved. May not be resolved, but it's basically not in our plans right now until that issue is resolved. And yes, Ota King is still supposed to be making that intro, but basically because he's got real life projects that he's being paid for to do because of his animation skills, that's basically on the back burner until next year. So I honestly don't know when that will be completed, which is a shame. But I know he's basically 50-60% done with the intro. Alright, so yeah, I guess these guys need to go further back. Let's put them back. That's about 3 kilometers back. That should be enough. Error, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, let me know. I think let's change that there. What to do? Let's put these guys back up to Super Ace. And their jump 2 condition is 50% of global group 3 must be destroyed. Let's change this to 33%, perhaps. Put them down to officer, because I want them to be crap. Hello, Matt7895. Let's put a squadron here. Which one was on his own doing nothing? It was Gamma 12, wasn't it? %37% of Global Group 3 must be destroyed. Attack Global Group 4. So why aren't you attacking Global Group 4? What's your issue, Gamma 12? Order 2, Region 1. I think I'm just going to have to retest this and see what happens. This is the fun of mission making. Test, repeat, test, repeat, test, repeat. Renvar, like anything, it's easy once you know how. I think the editor's fairly straightforward for basic mission editing, but when you want to do something more complex, you have to think about how you want to attach conditions and triggers. I don't know, it's hard for me to really describe how easy it is to make missions because I've been doing this for a long time now, and I'm probably one of the best that's a bit arrogant, isn't it? Probably one of the most experienced, that's the better word, mission makers in the entire community at this point, not counting all the Emperor Hammers guys. So, you know, I've been at this for years now, and I continue to learn new things about how to make missions and how to make ships do things that I want them to do. sometimes you have to get creative. But first thing, at least, you want to have a vision in your head of what you want to do and how you want to approach it. I tend to approach things by, initially I just kind of write out what I want the mission to be. Then I place down some assets, some usually capital assets. So I want this destroyer, I want this destroyer, I know kind of what I want things to go, and then you start placing in fighter squadrons, and then you try and sort of decide how you want the mission to flow from that. Speed things up a bit. Oh no, what's happening? There we go, everyone's breaking to attack a lot easier now. That seems a lot smoother. Honestly, this is actually hard to hear myself. Everything's really loud. It's a problem with this game. The noises are super loud. I'm going to drop everything down. Nope, that didn't help at all. Okay, whatever. They're not friendly craft, though. They're bad guys. Emperor Palpatine. Missing the E off there, so yeah. Too many characters. Oh. Now I've got enemies on me. Okay. What about the Corvettes? That's good. They've hit the Corvette wall, and there's like... Oh, and I'm dead. Okay. I need to turn invincibility on. That's good though. Those ties have hit the Corvette wall, and only like 7 of them survived. Yeah, I might want to defect sooner. However, this may be where I encounter a problem. I'm not sure how to approach this without them already being on the wrong team or swapping their orders about. They defect and then go to attack. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So... Okay, so let's change this about then. I'm going to have to do this individually because they all have individual initial attack orders. And then I can just select all defect on order 2. Get order 2. We want them to defect. Where's defect? There we go. I've actually kind of forgotten what team they're supposed to be. Hang on a second. Let me, before I save this, see what they're actually defecting to. That's not correct. There we go. IFF1 Team 5. Okay, that's fine. So Team 5. That's good. That's good. That's good. What are these guys doing? I think these guys should break an attack as well, to be honest. Stop alt-tabbing to the game. There we go. Save. Alright. Let's turn invulnerability on so I don't immediately die. And off we go. This streaming business be hard. Yes, indeed. What's been more useful is having time compression to skip to parts in the mission that I want to get to. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so they've defected. We're on the right team now. Maybe they've defected a little too soon, because I can already target them. But let's break an attack. These guys are quite hard to see because they're dark red against the backdrop. Oh, I haven't given myself any missiles yet. That's a problem. He's been trying to get this one guy and I'm not getting him. Okay, so Excalibur's been destroyed. How's the battle looking? Kind of looks like we've overwhelmed them. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a dozen ties coming in. I'm nearly dead. Ah! Yeah, I need missiles. These guys are fast. Either that or I need a beam weapon to keep up with them. This is like fighting an A-wing. Only worse. I might have given them too much maneuverability. Let's see. 1 Elite 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's quite a few of them still alive. Okay, well, this kind of works. Not sure how frustrating this might be for players who are not so good at flying. This is the thing with mission making, you kind of take for granted your own abilities to fly, and also you know what the triggers are. There we go. What's happened to the Corvettes? Are they all dead yet? Nope. Okay, enemy ships destroyed. Okay. It's fine that they all get destroyed once this big group of ties arrive, but since we've changed our parameters now, Because if we're going with the idea that we want the Excalibur to be destroyed, then this group of corvettes, because my initial idea was this group of corvettes is basically another challenge, but at the moment they're way too far away and they're being destroyed, and it's not interesting. So if we move them over here, that could be more interesting. Let's see how that works out. I've got to make this challenging for the player, interesting to look at, and fun. I still forgot to give myself missiles, but, you know, whatever. There's the corvettes. No. Closer. Well, they're 7 kilometers away. If they were 7 kilometers away when they're there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put them here. Also, let's hide them a moment. I want these guys to move a bit further here-ish before they defect. Save. Oh, and let's give ourselves missiles before I forget. Also, you should be Dagger 1. Status. No, warheads. Advanced concussion missile. I have to back out before this takes effect for the player. Yes, I know I can press H to restart, but that won't matter if I make a mission change. I have to come out to the concourse to do that. Because basically the mission is loaded whilst you're doing that, so if you press H to restart, the mission file is still loaded. So doing it this way, you're basically reloading the mission file. Oh yeah, I suppose I could, but that won't work either because... Oh no, it will, because I'm in the simulator. Okay, just ignore what I'm saying. But it's good that I give the player missiles anyway, because that's what I want them to have. So, fair point. You were correct. Alright, let's see what happens this time. Yeah, that looks a bit better. They're possibly a bit too little to the left. Speed this up a little. Yeah, this makes things a bit more interesting. Possibly a bit too interesting. But it at least sells the fact that the Emperor's Starliner dies pretty quick. And now you're in the middle of this clusterfuck and you've got to wait for reinforcements from here while all these tyres come along. And that's 30 kilometers away. So I might still need to make some further adjustments, but... yeah. Interesting. Obviously, you're kind of not expected to engage these corvettes on your own, and if you did, you would die. And I also might need to lower the AI skill. And maybe not give them missiles, because that's a bit OP, perhaps. Let's reduce them down to veteran. True, maybe not so many corvettes. Excuse me. This also changes the reinforcement ties which are supposed to arrive. These are now way back here. And I kind of do want them to arrive. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let's move these guys a bit further forward then. We are going to have some extra TAs here for the player. In fact, let's add them in now. Let's add daggers 2 to 4 in. Dagger 2, dagger 3, dagger 4. And for anyone interested, yes, the player's flight group squadron will become dagger for most of the remaining reimagined battles once Battle 10 begins. My reasoning for this is that at this point, I kind of wanted Thrawn to reward the player, saying, okay, look, you're this badass pilot, you should have your own squadron, and not just the generic Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, etc., but your own specifically named elite squadron. So it's become Dagger. I was thinking, I'm not very good with names, so I had to do some research on different flight group names. Then I went to Wikipedia to see what is the name of this flight group. Is it associated with Rebel, Imperial? What's the lore behind it? And eventually I came with just with Dagger, and I have to admit part of this is because I recently watched Top Gun Maverick, and their flight group names in the battle at the end of the movie is Dagger, and I liked it, so you know, sue me. You are not Playercraft though. God, how does it actually do player numbering in Yogmi? I don't know. Huh. I've not actually done this in Yogmi before. How do I define the player? Team. Ah, there we go. Okay. AI. That's better. See, I still do occasionally use Allied. At the moment, I mostly use Allied for hyperspace jumping, because at the moment, Yogmi does not do ship positioning in hyperspace properly. I'll try and give an example. Let's just use an early mission. Right, so I'm going to demonstrate something here. you've got all your gunboats going to destroy the cruiser Lulsler. Here's your hyper beacons, Rebel fleet, and here are your cruisers. Let's put waypoints. How the game does this: you want to hyper to region 2. You set your waypoint 1 here to hyper to region 2. Then let's go to region 2. Here are all the gunboats. I'm trying to move this gunboat. I cannot move this gunboat because it is actually tied to the hyper beacon, which is here, and I can't move it. Hide, but that's annoying. Come on, I'm just going to do this without saving. There we go. You can see if I move the hyper beacon, all the gunboats attached to the previous region and the mission are moving with the hyper beacon because they're all tied to it. Their exit formation is basically based on the entry formation of their waypoints here. So that's great. I can define where they come out, and their first waypoint, I don't know if I can demonstrate this. I can't. Okay. But yeah, there we go. There's this white line. This defines their entry vector. After that, they'll follow the normal waypoints. If I look at this mission in Yogmi, I don't get this. So here are the gunboats. Let's put waypoint 1 on. Where's the hyper beacon? I can't see the hyper beacon. It's apparently not there. Interesting. Okay, well it's there. There's the waypoints. Hyper beacon should be here. If I go to region 2, they're kind of here, but the hyper beacon is actually here, and the ships will actually come out here. So this is not representative of where the gunboats should actually be coming from. This is a problem because it means it's very difficult to me to actually script this properly to know which direction they're coming from. So this is where I actually have to switch to Allied in order to make this work. The creator of Yogmi is actually fixing this. He's actually come up with a new way to actually do this, but it's taking some time to program it in, and from what I understand it's going to be nearly ready. Yes, yeah, that's one reason why I sometimes switch back to Allied in order to do things. Hello Hollow Matrix, welcome to the stream. And yes, the other thing that Allied does better is the flight group list. I really like seeing the flight group list in this big window. The initial Yogmi list, this window is limited to this size. I cannot increase the size, and it's annoying for me, to be honest, because I want to be able to see the whole damn thing. Also, it immediately shows me what region, well, I should say that it shows me what flight groups are currently active in the region. You can see here there's flight groups which are grayed out because they're not active in this current region. In Yogmi, this does not display this like this, but if I go to the map, it does display it. And I really wish it would display it individually. The big thing that made me switch from Allied to Yogmi was early this year, because initially I couldn't do this. That's it. I could not select multiple flight groups. And that to me was a big issue. I need to be able to select multiple flight groups to either say move them up the flight list, move them down, give them all a specific order, give them all a specific global group. You know what I mean. You just want to give them all a specific number without having to go one by one. I couldn't do that until January, February time. And that was the big thing for me, which said, okay, finally I can do that. Now I'm going to make the switch to Yogmi, because Yogmi is generally a superior mission editor overall, because it's currently in active development. Allied has not been in development since 2007. And whilst it is a decent and powerful editor, there are other issues with Allied. So, for example, the mission briefings here. What's happened with all the icons? Because we have a custom ship set, all the icons are screwed. Makes it very difficult to make a briefing map out of this. So if I go to Yogmi, and I go to the briefing, look, it's now pulling the correct icon list from the bitmap file which it looks at for this, and I can do what I want to. However, I still think Yogmi does this a little bit better in terms of how it displays information. That said, both Allied and Yogmi have the problem where I can, in this case, I can only edit one entry at a time. I cannot multiple select. Very annoying, and this is actually one of the most tedious aspects of mission making, is making a briefing. Another aspect of Yogmi which is superior to Allied is the wireframes. This will actually pull the correct OPT from the game. OPT is the model file name. So this is the actual model of the game displayed as a wireframe. This is also why the map becomes laggy as hell. But this means I can realistically determine where ships are in positioning to each other. If I did this in Allied, let's go back to region 1. All this is doing is pulling the base game models, and it does not include new models. So, for example, the Lulsler in Reimagined is a modified MC80, and all you're seeing there is a dot. Now you can edit this so that it's actually an icon, but it will not display the wireframe model. Whereas if I go to region 2 in this, oh look, there's a nice big wireframe of the Lulsler. So yeah, there's a nice kind of comparison of what makes Yogmi generally a better mission editor. It just displays the information better, in general speaking. Other little things, for example, I can just do Control-C, Control-V on orders. So I can just go circle invade, Control-C, Control-C, order 4, job done. And I can do that for multiple flight groups, nice and easy. There is a copy-paste function in Allied, but it's... where is it? This plus icon. It's there, basically. It's really convoluted and not very helpful. So yeah, there you go. Little things like that. So yeah, Yogmi's come a long way since I first tried to use it a few years ago. And really, as I said, the multiple selection of flight groups is really what caused me to properly transition from Allied to Yogmi. Anyway, no, I would not like to save, because that's going to screw that mission up. I'm actually going to stop mission editing there, because it's getting a bit late. However, I do want to relax a little before I go to bed. So I'm going to play a little bit of Battlefield 2. Now, I was just going to stop the stream and just play Battlefield 2 on my own. However, I am a little drunk, I will admit. So, is anyone interested in me just streaming how bad I am at Battlefield 2? Let me know. You've got a minute to let me know as I get another drink. I will be right back. And I'm back. I have one person in favour of watching me play Battlefield 2. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. Apologise to anyone who's just interested in watching me play TIE Fighter. I expect my concurrent viewers to go from 15 to 2, maybe. But Battlefield 2 is an excellent game. What can I say? So I'm going to turn off my StillRS music stream. I did test this earlier quickly because I haven't played any other games on streaming, and Battlefield 2 kind of screws with my resolution a little. So let's load it up. Has anyone played Battlefield 2 before? Let's bring my live stream back up. There we go. So there's a particular server I play on. But it's full, and I have to kind of wait. .1942 I didn't actually play a lot of. Battlefield Vietnam was what I really got into. But Battlefield 2 is my favourite of the lot. Battlefield 2142 was also really good fun. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield Bad Company. Bad Company was okay. I didn't like that it was limited to 32 players. Battlefield 3 was okay, but obviously with no dedicated servers. Oh, fuck you. I didn't like that. See, I'm an old school gamer, so dedicated servers is what matters to me because you get a community out of it. I think it was Bad Company 2 I played a fair bit of. And it was kind of fun. But yeah, I really, for me, the 64 player servers is where it's at. So normally I can get into this server after a couple of minutes. I just need to, with enough players, you can usually get in. Beyond Battlefield 3, I have not played any of the current Battlefield. So there's Battlefield 4, there's Battlefield 1, which is weird in terms of how they've just gone back in numbering. Is there a Battlefield 5? I've kind of lost track of how many Battlefields there are after Battlefield 3. I think there's like 2 Battlefields, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. There is a Battlefield. That's the latest one, right? And that's the one that had many issues on server launch. Come on, let me in. Are we in? Are we in? No, Revenant 2042 is the latest one, right? There's Battlefield 5, then there's 2042, which is the latest one. Yes, Okay, I do remember seeing some issues regarding that. That disaster. Hey guys, do you remember when first-person shooters were great? You had dedicated servers, you had communities built up around it, you made your friends based on that instead of just random matchmaking with random people. This is what's made it hard for me to get into any kind of modern FPS. I did quite enjoy Quake Champions because the gameplay of Quake Champions is kind of old school, but it doesn't have dedicated servers, so you play for 10 minutes, have a load of fun, and then you're kicked back to the lobby and you wait 5 minutes to find another game. I hate that so much. It so disrupts the flow of having a good time with an FPS. Whoa, okay. Oh, the server restarted. Okay, this server restarts at around this sort of time. And it's everyone's favourite map, Strike at Karkand. I do like this map, like most Battlefield players. Hey, we might actually get to see me play some games. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is laggy as hell. This is actually unplayably laggy. Why is it unplayably laggy? Are you telling me this game can't stream? This is not you seeing the lag, this is me seeing the lag as well. I might not actually be able to play this. That's a shame. I'm going to have to do better in the future in trying to plan my streams. Yeah, this isn't good, guys. I'm sorry. It's not good for me either. How is it this bad? Why is it this bad? It's fine in the menu. Maybe my graphics card just can't handle streaming and playing at the same time for something like this. Or maybe it's too old. Anyone got any ideas? No worries. Yeah, this is really unplayable. I have a basically a 1060 3GB, so it's bottom of the barrel 1060. Yeah, I can't play this. This is terrible. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop it there then. Thank you very much for joining me on this stream. I'm sorry it was filled with technical difficulties, but yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully next time I will sort these issues out and we'll go from there. So take care.